A long time ago, in a land called Natara, there lived 3 cheerful old men. No one knew their real names because they never told anyone. People simply called them the 3 smiling sages. These 3 friends always stayed together, and the only thing they did was smile and laugh. Wherever they went, a village, a town, a market, they would stand in the middle of the main square and start laughing out loud. Their laughter was warm and full of joy. At first, people found it strange. But slowly, their laughter spread. Shopkeepers, farmers, travelers, everyone nearby started laughing too. Soon, the whole place would be filled with people smiling and laughing together. That's when the 3 old men would quietly leave and walk to the next place. They never gave speeches. They never preached. Their laughter was their message, their teaching, and their gift. People all over Natara loved them deeply. They had never seen teachers like these 3 before. Or after. They seemed to share a special secret, that life was meant to be joyful, that laughter was the best thing in the world. It was as if they understood a big hidden joke that life was playing. And they wanted everyone to be part of it. So the 3 smiling friends traveled from village to village, spreading happiness, for many, many years. One day, the 3 smiling sages arrived at a small village in the northern hills of Natara. The people there had heard of them and were excited to see them. Just like always, the sages stood in the center of the village and began to laugh. But something unexpected happened. That night, one of the old sages passed away peacefully in his sleep. The next morning, word spread quickly. People left their farms and homes and came running to see what had happened. They were quiet and serious, waiting to see how the other 2 sages would react. Everyone thought the 2 remaining friends would be sad, maybe even cry. After all, they had lost someone they had traveled with for so long. But instead of tears, the 2 old men were laughing, even louder than before. They laughed, and their joy confused everyone around. People couldn't understand what was going on. A few villagers stepped forward and asked them kindly, "Why are you laughing when your dear friend has just died?" For the first time ever, the 2 sages spoke. One of the sages smiled and said, "Yesterday, while we were walking to your village, our friend made a little joke. He said he wondered which one of us would win the race and leave the world first. And look, he won. That clever old man." The other sage chuckled and nodded. "He even left a note behind," he added. He called it his farewell gift. In that note, the old sage had one request. Normally, in the tradition of Natara, when someone passes away, their body is washed and dressed in fresh clothes before being placed on the fire. But this old man had written something different. He asked to be left just as he was. "I have never let the dirt of this world touch me," his note said, "because I kept laughing through it all. My laughter kept me clean." So they honored his wish. They placed his body on the wooden pyre, wearing the same clothes he had on when he arrived at the village. As the fire was lit and began to rise, something surprising happened. As the flames touched the old man's clothes, the crowd gasped. Suddenly, bursts of colorful sparks shot into the sky, reds, blues, greens, and golds. Fireworks flew in every direction, lighting up the day like a celebration. The villagers stood in amazement. Then, one by one, they began to smile. Some chuckled. Some laughed out loud. And before long, the whole village was laughing along with the 2 remaining sages, not out of confusion, but out of pure joy. The laughter of the sages had once again spread to everyone around. You see, maybe that was their secret all along. Maybe the real reason we're here, in this life, on this earth, is to laugh, to feel joy, to spread happiness wherever we go. So next time you feel stuck or sad or face a problem that feels too big, try this. Look at yourself in the mirror and laugh. Let your laughter remind you that you are still alive. And that joy is always inside you, waiting to be shared. A long time ago, in the busy city of Velenpur, there lived a trader named Harvin. He was one of the richest people in the land. He had long lines of wagons filled with goods, warehouses packed with silver and gems, and homes so large that dozens of workers were needed just to keep them clean. But even with all his riches, Harvin never felt truly calm. Every night, he lay awake, worrying about robbers, competitors, and how to protect his fortune. His mind was full of fear and pressure. One morning, while walking through the crowded market to check on his merchandise, Harvin noticed something unusual. Under a large neem tree, a man was sitting quietly. The man wore a torn old robe, held only a wooden bowl in his lap, and had a soft, peaceful smile on his face. Even with the noise and movement all around, this man looked calm and happy. Harvin stopped and stared. How could someone who owned nothing look so relaxed and joyful? While he, with all his wealth, felt so restless inside. There was something about the man's calmness that pulled at Harvin's heart. Curious, Harvin walked up to the man and asked, "Old one, I see you here every day with nothing but your bowl and your clothes. Yet you always smile. Don't you wish you had money, new clothes, or a big home? How can you be happy with so little?" The old man looked up at Harvin with gentle eyes and asked, "Tell me, great trader, do you own the sunlight?" Harvin gave a short laugh. "Of course not. No one owns the sun." The old man smiled. "And what about the cool wind that touches your face?" Harvin frowned slightly. "No, I don't own that either." The man nodded slowly. "Yet each day, I enjoy the warmth of the sun, the breeze that soothes the skin, the shade of this tree, and the song of the birds above me. These gifts are always with me, and I ask for nothing more. My heart is light because I do not try to hold on to what comes and goes. But you, even with all your gold, your mind is heavy with fear and stress. Now tell me truly, who is poor? You or me?" Harvin didn't know what to say. He had never heard anyone speak to him like this. He was used to giving orders and being treated with respect. But this man's words felt like arrows straight to his chest. For the first time, Harvin felt unsure of his life choices. That night he could not sleep. The old man's simple words kept repeating in his mind. The next morning, Harvin didn't go to the market or check on his shops. Instead, he set out to find someone he had only heard of in stories, a wise teacher named Master Jivan, known for his deep understanding and peaceful way of life. When Harvin finally reached him, he bowed and said, "Master, I have spent my whole life collecting riches. I have houses, treasures, and more than most people can dream of. But I do not feel at peace. Yesterday, I met a poor man who had nothing, not even a proper roof over his head, and yet he smiled as if he owned the world. How can this be?" Master Jivan looked at Harvin with kind eyes and said, "A person may have a chest full of gold, but if he always wants more, he is poorer than the one who has nothing but is content. The more we try to hold on to things, the more we suffer. Greed and fear are heavy chains. But a mind that lets go of both becomes light, like the open sky, wide, calm, and peaceful." Harvin listened quietly. He had never thought about life like this before. For years, he had chased more and more, thinking it would make him feel safe. But now he saw that true safety, real peace, came not from collecting but from releasing. From that day forward, Harvin began to live differently. He still ran his business and managed his work, but something inside him had changed. He no longer let worry control him. He no longer feared losing his wealth. Instead, he started giving. He built homes for families who had none. He offered food to travelers who passed through Vellenpur. He supported sick people, students, and strangers, not for praise but because it made his heart feel full. With every kind act, a new kind of richness grew inside him, one that no thief could steal and no fire could burn. A quiet joy, deeper than gold or jewels. And so, the peace he had searched for all his life came not from his coins, but from a calm and thankful heart. Often, we think money will make us feel safe. But real safety, real happiness, comes when we let go of greed, let go of fear, and choose kindness, love, and peace instead. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our motivational stories, please comment on what you learned, and do not forget to like and share. Till next time, bye.